and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a real quick and easy little 4th of July gnome. You can make it in about 8 minutes. Now this little pattern is made from a sock. You can make this from any kind of stretchable fabric that you want to. The pattern's in the description below. If you do craft fairs, this is a great craft fair seller because these little tiered tray gnomes are really popular. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I hope you do. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, for this one, you're going to need the pattern, and it's in the description below, both for the hat and the body. And then you're going to need a sock. And we're going to use a cone that measures 2 inches in diameter on the bottom, and on the top, the length of it is 3.7 inches, and I'll give you the link to those on Amazon. First thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut our pattern out, and then we're going to cut these out of the sock. So go ahead and get your pattern cut out, and then we're going to go ahead and put it onto our sock. And then that part right there, that's the bottom. We're going to cut that out of felt. Okay, next we're going to take our body pattern and we're just going to fold this in half because we are going to cut this out on the fold. And you're going to do, you could either use the stripe part or the star part, either one. I'm doing the body with the stripes. Now go ahead and see that when you put it up against the edge, you'll see that it hangs over the other side just a little bit. We're going to stretch our sock because this is going to stretch over the cone. So just stretch it out there to get your pattern piece on there, and then you can cut it out. And then go ahead and cut your pattern piece out. Okay, next we're going to do the hat. We're going to fold that pattern in half as well. And you can actually get 2 hats out of this one sock. Just kind of come down to the bottom where the stars are, because you could do one opposite on the opposite side. And then just make sure that you are getting that pinned down onto the fold, and then go ahead and cut that out. This is a great little tiered tray gnome pattern. Hang on to it because you could do all kinds of different gnomes with this. To assemble it, we're just going to glue down one long side of the body, and we're just going to fold the facing sides together, and then just go ahead and let that dry real good. And then while that's drying, go ahead and do the top as well, the hat. Just make sure your glue is dry. Now you have to use something flexible. It doesn't have to be a sock, but you do need to use a flexible fabric. And then we're going to go ahead and turn these right side out, and we're just going to slide this right over the top part of the cone for the body. And then pull it all the way on down there, and then we're going to go ahead and glue right around the edge, and then we're going to hold that together till it dries, and then we're going to come around the edge and fold these over. Now make sure that you get this completely flat because we are going to put the circle down onto the bottom of it that I cut out with felt, but you do want to make sure that it is flat. So spend a little time getting every little area covered with glue. And then I'm just going to take my felt and I'm going to put glue on it, and then I'm going to put it onto the bottom of my cone. And then just push it up there so it is completely sealed in. Okay, then a good way to get rid of some glue strings, if you have any, is just to grab a lint brush and brush it. It'll usually take all of them off. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the hat. Go ahead and take your hat, turn it right side out. And then we are going to push it right over the top just for fitment purposes. And then we're going to move on to the beard. Next for the beard, I'm just going to take some white faux fur and I'm going to cut it at 3/4 inches in length by 1 3/4 inches wide. And then I'm just going to do a U shape around there with my scissors, cutting behind the faux fur in a U shape and back up the other side. Now I'll give you a link for this faux fur. You can use my coupon code and save 30% off of it on Etsy. This is what I'm talking about on the backing, cutting behind the backing only. If you just take some little scissors and snip behind the fur, you won't cut your beard. And then go ahead and clean off all the excess fur. You want to make sure you don't skip this step. And then next we're going to go ahead and take our body. I'm going to grab a ruler and I'm going to come down 1 3/4 inches from the top part of that cone. And that's where I'm going to put my beard. And I'm just going to mark it with a pen. And then just go ahead and put glue behind it all the way down, and then go ahead and glue that on. And we're going on the side that had the seam. That way that all of our seam will be covered up by the hat and the beard. Okay, and with the seam in the back, you're going to go ahead and put your hat on down and go ahead and pull it on down in the back. And then we're going to take the sock and we're going to cut off 3/4 of an inch off of the trim to make the trim for the hat. Okay, and that's just the cuff of the sock. And we're going to go ahead and fold it over and then glue that in. And then we're going to glue the opposite side over to that one. And this will make a nice trim that fits perfectly on this little gnome. Don't go all the way to the edge because you don't want to see it once you put the trim on. Kind of go just about halfway. So your trim ends up being maybe about a 1/2 inch wide. But just make sure you do get it glued in good. And if there's any pieces that are coming off of there, go ahead and clean them off. And then we're going to put the folded side down over the top part of the hat. And then we're just going to glue this right on top of the hat. Just go all the way around on the inside cuff of that hat and then glue that in. This is a quick one to do, and it's so cute on a tiered tray. And you can use this pattern for just about any design. And then I'm just going to take a half bead, a 15 millimeter half bead, and I'm just going to put it right up underneath that hat, right in the center of my beard. And just to secure it in place, you're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right up on top of the nose and attach the hat to that. Just a little bit to hold it in place. All right, look how cute he is. This was super simple.
Okay, I think these little guys turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it.